Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In this session today, what I'd like to talk to you about is why we took the canister scales, the adjustment scales, off the canisters and stopped machining that little window in there, and how you adjust a canister and how you use the tool and what those little marks mean. So right here is the tool that now comes with the Pro Titan and the Pro Atlas arm. It is a regular 5/32 Allen wrench, which we put on a lathe and we cut little marks into it. We paint those marks with red, silver, and blue. What the red mark means is when any of the canisters, the black, the gray, or the blue, are about to be completely backed off, and the red comes into view and it warns you and says, hey, you better stop because I'm about to reach my mechanical stop inside the canister. So when you see the red, you start slowing down. It doesn't mean you have to stop at the red, but it says slow down. When the canister stops, you need to stop, because if you force, and you can really turn it hard, you can break the mechanical stop inside the canister. And when you do that, nothing's going to happen to you or the canister at that moment. It's not going to explode, or it's not going to not work anymore. You simply broke the mechanical stop. And then there are two pieces in there that are threaded into one another. And when you break that mechanical stop, every single time after that, when you back the canister off completely, you are unthreading the lead screw inside. And 6 months from now, you did the damage way over here, say in May, and in somewhere around November, December, maybe even June of next year, you'll have unthreaded that whole lead screw inside there, and all of a sudden it goes boom. The canister's not going to blow up. The spring assembly inside simply releases and smacks the inside of this canister in here, the cap, and the bottom of the canister inside here. It's completely contained, but your canister at that point is a doorstop. So you have to send it in to me, and myself or Chad or Tommy will disassemble the entire canister, repair it, and send it back to you with a nice little note that says, please don't do that anymore. This red, when it comes into view, is the warning for you. So when you see the red coming into view as you're backing your canister off or loosening it, slow down and you realize, I'm about to reach my mechanical stop, and there it is. Just stop. If there are some people out there that try to do things really quick and use a drill to adjust their canister, they'll put an Allen key in there and they'll use a drill like that. When they do that, those are the people that break the mechanical stop in these, and that's why we gave you a tool. So if you do that, you do it to your own detriment. The silver mark is when a black or a gray canister that's depicted by the cap color is completely compressed. So when you get to the gray mark, that's about as far as it's going to go. The blue mark is a completely compressed blue canister. And that's all it means. It's as simple as that. Now, why did we take or stop putting the canister scales on here? I'll tell you why. Long time ago, back in the day, everybody used the scales to adjust the canisters evenly. And what we have learned over the years of using them, and they'll tell you that they adjust the arm by feel, not by those scales. The rear section on a Titan or an Atlas arm is always carrying more weight than the front section, because it's carrying itself plus everything in front of it. The arm sections and the sled, your batteries, all that. The front section is simply lifting itself and your sled. So the two sections can't be tuned equally, ever. One section's always going to be working harder than the other. And that is why we came to the decision to get rid of that. What that did is, there are some folks that have the old canisters that have that sleeve in it or the scale, and sometimes the Teflon sleeve inside the canister will turn, and then you can't even see the scale anyway. And a lot of operators have been driving on for years with it like that, so in a sense, they didn't even have a scale at all any longer, and it wasn't an issue. That's why we took it out. It reduced machining time, production costs, and we passed those costs or savings on to the customers. And that's why we did it. I hope you understand, and I hope I explained the use of that tool so that everyone can understand it. We do send out a guide with it, and it depicts this tool and shows you exactly what that is, but hopefully that helped you out a little bit.